Under the night sky, the Grand Pierce estate glows with twinkling lights, a beacon of opulence. Valets in crisp uniforms orchestrate a ballet of luxury cars, their movements precise and fluid. The air hums with sophisticated chatter, and the soft, inviting notes of jazz, setting a scene of elegant anticipation. From a vintage car, Natalia Pierce emerges, a vision in emerald, her serene smile a captivating mask of calm. Harrison Pierce, radiating confidence, takes her hand in a subtly possessive gesture, his gaze unwavering. The grand ballroom shimmers with opulence, crystal chandeliers casting dazzling light onto polished marble floors. A sophisticated blend of high society and business associates circulates, champagne flutes in hand. Natalia and Harrison enter, their presence radiating an aura of marital bliss. Natalia's gaze sweeps across the room, a subtle smile playing on her lips. Harrison's arm gently encircles her waist, a picture of perfect, contented harmony. In the opulent grand ballroom, Natalia's face lights up with a warm smile as she approaches Eleanor, a longtime friend. Eleanor, in her 40s, offers a strained smile in return, her eyes betraying a hint of unease. Her gaze darts nervously towards Harrison, a fleeting, anxious glance that speaks volume. Eleanor avoids Natalia's direct gaze, her discomfort palpable, a silent acknowledgement of hidden tension. Natalia's radiant smile falters, an almost imperceptible tremor of confusion crossing her features. A flicker of doubt darkens Natalia's eyes, sensing the unspoken secrets hanging heavy in the grand ballroom air. Natalia glides across the polished marble floor, her presence commanding every eye in the grand ballroom. Her approach silences a cluster of business partners, their animated conversation abruptly dying. A heavy, palpable silence descends upon them, thick with unspoken tension. They offer curt, almost forced nods, their gazes darting away, avoiding her direct eye contact. Natalia feels a prickle of unease, a subtle warning in the sudden, dramatic shift in atmosphere. The air crackles with an unspoken challenge, a silent battle for control in the elegant space. Amidst the grandeur of the ballroom, Harrison's jovial laughter rings out, a seemingly carefree sound echoing through the space. His eyes, however, betray a subtle calculation as he turns to Natalia, a smile playing on his lips. The smile is reassuring, yet it holds an unsettling calm that Natalia can't quite decipher. Natalia's gaze intensifies, a nascent suspicion beginning to cloud the clarity of her eyes. She scrutinizes Harrison, searching for the truth hidden behind his composed facade. The opulent ballroom, once a scene of joy, now feels charged with an unspoken tension between them. In a grand ballroom, the air hums with hushed conversations and the delicate clinking of glasses, a symphony of polite society. I spot Robert across the room and approach him, my smile a mask of practiced politeness. Before I can finish my greeting, Robert mumbles a quick excuse and practically flees, vanishing into the throng. I watch him disappear, the undeniable pattern of his avoidance, a stark, painful revelation. Natalia, her composure strained, gracefully excuses herself, her face a mask of polite detachment. She navigates through the glittering throng, a profound sense of alienation washing over her own celebration. The once celebratory music now seems to mock her, each note a taunt, amplifying her inner turmoil. Amidst the grandeur, Natalia feels a crushing solitude, a silent scream lost in the festive clamor. Natalia steps into the lavish powder room, her heels soft echo bouncing off the marble floor, a symphony of elegance. She moves to the ornate sink, its polished surface reflecting the room's grandeur, a stark contrast to her inner turmoil. Cold water splashes onto her face, the droplets clinging to her skin, a refreshing shock to her senses. Her gaze lifts to the gilded mirror, her reflection staring back, a silent challenge in its depths. Her eyes, usually warm and inviting, now hold a steely glint, sharp and determined, revealing a hidden resolve. Natalia takes a deep, steadying breath, her chest slowly rising and falling, preparing for the unknown. A hushed conversation from the hallway filters into the powder room, a chilling whisper in the quiet air. Natalia freezes, her eyes widening as she recognizes the voices of two guests, a wave of dread washing over her. She strains to listen, every muscle tense, her heart beginning to pound a frantic rhythm against her ribs. The soft murmur of voices becomes a sinister hum, filling the small room with an impending sense of doom. Muffled words pierce the silence of the powder room, a chilling whisper of Harrison, separation. Poor Natalia from beyond the door. A gasp catches in the throat, held captive by the sudden, brutal clarity of the overheard words. The initial confusion dissolves, replaced by a cold dread that spreads through the veins like ice. The world outside the door now holds a terrifying weight, a secret unfolding with devastating implications. Natalia leans against the cool marble counter, her reflection a silent, troubled twin in the mirror. Fragmented whispers and averted gazes begin to coalesce, forming a grim, undeniable truth in her mind. A chilling clarity washes over her as the scattered pieces of the puzzle abruptly click into place. Her eyes, wide with sudden, stark understanding, stare back from the reflection, betraying a dawning horror. In the opulent powder room, her hands clench, knuckles stark white against her skin, betraying a rising storm within. A wave of raw, potent anger washes over her, eclipsing the initial shock with its intensity. Her eyes narrow, reflecting a dawning realization that this is more than just a simple betrayal. The air crackles with unspoken fury as she grapples with the calculated nature of the affront. This isn't merely a private wound. It's a meticulously orchestrated public humiliation. Her jaw tightens, a silent vow forming in the depths of her enraged gaze. In the opulent powder room, Natalia closes her eyes, a world of vibrant energy unfolding behind her lids. She visualizes the thrumming party, a symphony of laughter and music just beyond the door. Her mind conjures an image of herself, re-entering the fray, head held high, radiating defiance. A spark ignites within her, a defiant glint in her closed eyes. A bold, audacious plan begins to unfurl, taking root in her determined mind. The quiet resolve on her face hints at the storm of courage brewing within her. In the opulent powder room, she meticulously reapplies her lipstick, each stroke a deliberate act of defiant self-possession. Her reflection stares back, not of a woman broken, but one transformed and resolute, forged by unseen battles. The emerald dress, once a garment of beauty, now seems a formidable battle uniform, shimmering with silent strength. Her gaze holds an unwavering intensity, a silent promise of unyielding resolve etched upon her features. Natalia re-enters the grand ballroom, the shimmering lights and lively music now an unsettling facade. The festive atmosphere, once inviting, now feels like a stage set for a cruel, unfolding play. Her eyes, sharp and searching, sweep across the opulent room, taking in every detail. She navigates through the dancing crowds, her gaze unwavering, a silent hunter in a gilded cage. The vibrant colors and joyous sounds of the ball blur around her, a cacophony of indifference. Finally, her eyes lock onto Harrison, a silent challenge passing between them across the vast expanse. The grand ballroom hums with the soft murmur of conversations and the clinking of glasses. Harrison stands amidst a laughing group, his head thrown back in amusement, his charm a carefully constructed facade. Natalia, having just re-entered the room, watches him from a distance, a flicker of hope in her eyes. Her gaze hardens into a steely resolve, the hope extinguished by a bitter truth. Natalia glides with purpose across the grand ballroom, her heels clicking softly on the polished marble floor. A ripple of curiosity spreads through the guests as heads begin to turn in her direction. Her presence commands attention, a silent invitation to wonder about her intentions. Every step she takes draws more eyes, the room's focus slowly shifting to her. Amidst the grandeur of the ballroom, Harrison's eyes find hers, a sudden jolt disrupting his practiced composure. His carefully composed smile falters, a fleeting shadow of surprise crossing his features. He registers the uncharacteristic intensity in her gaze, a silent challenge in the glittering light. An involuntary step draws him closer, pulled by an unspoken force. A question forms on his lips, though no words escape, hanging heavy in the opulent air. Natalia glides through the grand ballroom, a vision of grace, towards the elevated band platform. With elegant precision, she reaches for the microphone, her presence commanding the room. The music, once vibrant, now fades into a hushed silence, anticipating her next move. Natalia stands poised, the microphone now firmly in her hand, ready to captivate her audience. A sudden, profound hush descends upon the grand ballroom, an almost tangible silence that grips every soul present. 100 pairs of eyes, a sea of bewildered gazes, converge on Natalia, holding her captive in their collective stare. Across the opulent hall, Harrison observes Natalia, a fleeting flicker of concern marring his features, swiftly replaced by annoyance. A silent alarm rings in his mind, a jarring realization. I sense a deviation from my script. Natalia, poised and elegant, commands the grand ballroom from a podium, a microphone clutched in her hand. Her gaze sweeps across the silent, stunned faces of the assembled guests, their expressions a tableau of surprise. The air crackles with a palpable anticipation, a heavy silence before a storm. Natalia's voice, clear and resonant, breaks the stillness. "Good evening, everyone." A slight, enigmatic smile plays on her lips as she continues. "Thank you all for joining us tonight." Her eyes hold a hint of hidden meaning as she concludes, "To celebrate our anniversary." In the opulent grand ballroom, a hush falls as she pauses, her words suspended in the tense air. The silence stretches, broken only by a few nervous coughs that echo through the grand space. Harrison shifts uneasily, his previously composed demeanor beginning to crack under the weight of her unspoken words. His eyes dart around, a flicker of panic betraying his discomfort as the tension mounts. The grand ballroom, once vibrant, now feels heavy with unspoken emotions, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. In the opulent ballroom, Natalia's voice gains a subtle, dangerous edge, cutting through the murmuring crowd. Her eyes, sharp and knowing, lock onto Harrison, a silent challenge passing between them. A glint of something unreadable flashes in her gaze as she holds his stare, the tension palpable. She utters, "It seems there's been some premature news circulating tonight." Her words hanging heavy in the air. The grand ballroom, once vibrant, now feels charged with an unspoken, imminent revelation. All eyes on Natalia. In the opulent grand ballroom, Harrison steps forward, a forced smile barely concealing his true intentions. He begins to speak. "Natalia, darling, perhaps we should—" Natalia, without even a glance, raises a subtle, firm hand, a silent command to halt his words. Her gesture is a cold, calculated cutoff, leaving Harrison suspended in silence. The grand ballroom, once alive with soft murmurs, falls into an unnerving silence, every eye now fixed. Natalia stands at the center, her gaze unwavering, a formidable presence amidst the sudden hush. A collective gasp ripples through the stunned crowd, a wave of shock and anticipation washing over them. The air crackles with unspoken tension as Natalia prepares to speak, her resolve palpable. Her voice cuts through the silence, clear and resolute. "No, Harrison, I think it's time for clarity." The revelation hangs heavy in the air, transforming the ballroom into a crucible of impending truth. She takes a deep, fortifying breath, her gaze unwavering as it locks onto Harrison, a silent challenge in her eyes. The unspoken weight of her words hangs heavy in the ballroom air, a palpable tension settling over the assembled guests. A deliberate moment of silence stretches, allowing the full implications of her statement to sink into the hushed crowd. Her voice, clear and resonant, breaks the quiet. "It has come to my attention that some of you have been informed of our impending separation." Harrison's face pales, a mask of shock and disbelief, as he is trapped by a public declaration. The grand ballroom, filled with formally dressed guests, becomes a tableau of hushed surprise. Shocked glances ripple through the crowd, a silent wave of judgment washing over the opulent space. Whispers grow louder, a collective murmur rising like a tide, ensnaring Harrison in its web. He stands frozen, caught in the sudden, inescapable spotlight of public scrutiny. In the opulent ballroom, a hushed silence descends as all eyes turn to Natalia. Natalia stands tall, her gaze unwavering, radiating an aura of quiet power. Her voice, soft yet resonant, cuts through the palpable tension, commanding attention. She reveals Harrison's hidden agenda. While it is true that Harrison has been planning to end our marriage, a gasp ripples through the crowd as Natalia delivers her stunning revelation. Her voice rings with triumphant finality. "What he failed to mention is that I have already filed for divorce." A profound, stunned silence descends upon the opulent grand ballroom, each guest frozen in an eerie tableau. Harrison visibly recoils, his jaw slack, disbelief etched across his face like a mask of shock. Guests stand motionless, their expressions a disquieting mix of shock and utter uncertainty. No one dares to move, caught in the unexpected turn of events that grips the room. In the grand ballroom, Natalia stands tall, radiating a newfound, formidable confidence. A subtle, almost imperceptible smile plays on her lips, a cold, triumphant expression. She addresses the room, her voice cutting through the hushed silence like a sharp blade. Every eye is on her, hanging on her every word, as she delivers a shocking declaration. "And as part of the settlement, I will be taking full control of Pierce Global Industries." Her words hang in the air, a chilling pronouncement of her ultimate victory. In the opulent grand ballroom, Harrison stumbles back, as if struck by an unseen force, his carefully constructed composure shattering. His facade crumbles completely, revealing a raw vulnerability beneath the polished exterior. A ripple of hushed murmurs spreads through the assembled guests, their expressions shifting from polite interest to stunned astonishment. A palpable wave of shock washes over the ballroom, every eye fixed on Harrison's unraveling. In the opulent grand ballroom, Natalia lowers the microphone, her gaze unwavering, a queen surveying her reclaimed kingdom. Her eyes sweep across the faces, a silent declaration of her narrative, her dignity, and her undeniable power. The once joyous party, meant to celebrate their union, now stands as a monument to her strategic victory. A subtle, knowing smile plays on Natalia's lips, the air thick with the scent of triumph. In the opulent grand ballroom, Harrison's gaze is fixed, his face a canvas of disbelief. A storm of shock and anger brews in his eyes, betraying the sudden shift in his world. His shoulders slump, a visible sign of utter defeat settling upon him like a heavy shroud. The tables have turned, dramatically and irrevocably, leaving him in a silent, crushing despair. Natalia, bathed in the ballroom's opulent glow, surveys the stunned guests, a ghost of a smile playing on her lips. A subtle, almost imperceptible nod acknowledges their silent, gaping stares, a triumph unspoken, yet deeply felt. Her gaze, filled with quiet victory, sweeps across the frozen faces of the crowd, each a testament to her power. With unhurried grace, she turns, the rustle of her gown the only sound in the sudden, echoing silence. Each step she takes towards the exit is a deliberate act. A queen departing her conquered court, Natalia exits, leaving behind a ballroom filled with awestruck silence. Her presence a lingering, potent memory. A collective gasp ripples through the grand ballroom as guests part, creating an unnervingly wide path. Faces turn, a tableau of mingled awe and discomfort, their eyes wide and unblinking. The path stretches before her like the parting of the Red Sea, an ominous invitation. A heavy, suffocating silence descends upon the room, thick with unspoken tension. No one dares to utter a single word, the palpable quiet amplifying the dramatic moment. Natalia emerges from the heated ballroom, a striking figure against the cool, dark night, her presence commanding. The valet, startled by her sudden appearance, scrambles, a flurry of motion to retrieve her car. He hurries to bring the vehicle, the crunch of gravel under his feet breaking the night's silence. Natalia slides into the driver's seat, her movements graceful and deliberate, an air of quiet power surrounding her. Her face remains perfectly composed, a mask of serene control in the dim light. A faint, almost imperceptible smile plays on her lips, a hint of triumph in her eyes. The car pulls away from the brightly lit estate, leaving a mournful trail of dust in its wake. Natalia glances back, her eyes lingering on the receding lights, a silent farewell to a fading dream. The vibrant sounds of the party, once a symphony of joy, now diminish into a distant, hollow hum. A shattered illusion settles heavily in her chest as she drives away, leaving everything behind. Inside the car, Natalia's fingers dance across her phone screen with a swift, purposeful rhythm. The soft, ethereal glow of the display bathes her face in a cool light. Her eyes, once clouded with unspoken thoughts, now gleam with an unsettling clarity. Each tap of her fingers crafts a message, precise and deliberate. A sense of calm, almost chilling, settles over her features. She sends the text, a silent whisper into the digital void, her gaze unwavering. The grand ballroom, once a vibrant symphony, now echoes with a chilling, sudden silence. Harrison stands alone on the platform, his hand still gripping the microphone, a stark silhouette. Guests dissolve into chaos, their whispers frantic, faces etched with fear and confusion as they flee. A growing sense of isolation envelops Harrison as the last revelers disappear into the shadows. The once grand space is now a vast, empty expanse, mirroring the void in Harrison's solitary stare. In the opulent grand ballroom, Eleanor approaches Harrison, her expression a mask of profound pity. Harrison remains utterly oblivious, his gaze transfixed on the empty doorway. His eyes, wide and vacant, fixate on the space where Natalia vanished, a phantom presence. The doorway, now a gaping void, mirrors the emptiness in Harrison's soul. Eleanor's heart aches for him, a silent witness to his profound despair. In the opulent, now empty grand ballroom, a lone waiter moves through the lingering echoes of a lavish celebration. He collects discarded champagne flutes, each glass a silent testament to revelry turned to hollow memory. The glittering remnants of the party, once vibrant, now seem mockingly ironic against the silent room. The opulent space, once filled with cheer, now reflects the stark, crushing weight of Harrison's public humiliation. Each collected flute clinks, a somber, metallic sound in the vast, empty hall, echoing a painful silence. The grand Pierce estate, once a beacon of light and merriment, now lies shrouded in a deepening twilight. Only a few scattered lights bravely pierce the inky blackness, casting long, eerie shadows across the manicured grounds. The once vibrant estate is now cloaked in an unsettling darkness, its former brilliance a distant memory. A profound silence hangs heavy in the air, a stark and unsettling contrast to the earlier revelry. The sprawling grounds, meticulously cared for, now seem to hold their breath under the oppressive quiet. The lingering shadows seem to dance with unseen secrets, deepening the mystery of the deserted estate. In his study, Harrison sits at a mahogany desk, the dim lamplight glinting off a half-empty whiskey bottle. His face is a mask of disbelief, anger simmering beneath the surface, a silent storm brewing within him. He rereads legal documents, his eyes darting frantically across the text, searching for any elusive loophole. The amber liquid in his glass reflects the weight of his unspoken fury, a silent witness to his torment. Harrison's study, a cavernous room of polished mahogany, vibrates with unspoken tension. His fist slams down, a sharp crack echoing through the silence, rattling the whiskey bottle. The heavy impact sends a tremor through the antique desk, a testament to his explosive frustration. Harrison paces, a predator trapped, his jaw tight with fury and the sting of defeat. Natalia's cunning outmaneuvering him, a bitter pill he cannot swallow, weighs heavily on his mind. Each step is a thunderous testament to his rage, echoing the battle he just lost. Natalia stands in a sleek, minimalist apartment, a stark contrast to the opulence of the estate she left behind. The city lights twinkle in the distance, a sprawling tapestry outside her window. She sips tea, the warmth, a comforting presence in her hands, a quiet sense of triumph settling over her. Her eyes reflect the distant city glow, a silent testament to her newfound freedom. A faint, knowing smile plays on Natalia's lips, a woman reborn in the heart of the city. In her new apartment, Natalia glances at her phone, the screen casting a pale glow on her face. A news alert flashes, its bold headline capturing her attention. The words, "Pierce Global Industries under new leadership," emblazon the screen. A subtle, knowing smile begins to form on Natalia's lips, a silent triumph. Her eyes gleam with a quiet satisfaction as she reads the headline. The small smile deepens, hinting at a victory long sought and finally secured. In her sleek, new apartment, Natalia moves with purpose toward a modern bookshelf, its clean lines reflecting a fresh start. Her fingers, light as a whisper, trace the spines of books, a silent farewell to old stories. She retrieves a framed photograph, a poignant echo of a past joy. Her and Harrison, radiant on their wedding day. Natalia's gaze lingers on the image, an unreadable flicker in her eyes, a complex storm of emotions brewing. With deliberate resolve, she turns the photograph face down, a symbolic severance from what was. The past is now firmly behind her, a new chapter silently unfolding in the quiet solitude of her space. The office, once a bastion of power, now feels cold and impersonal, stripped of its former warmth. Harrison sits at the desk, his posture slumped, a picture of utter defeat etched into his weary face. His eyes, hollow with resignation, stare blankly ahead, lost in the ruins of his ambition. A gleaming new nameplate bearing Natalia Pierce, CEO, mocks him from the corner of the desk. Its pristine presence is a silent, cruel testament to his downfall, a stark reminder of what he has lost. Harrison sits hunched at his imposing desk, the phone pressed to his ear, a silent weight settling over him. Each word from the caller seems to physically weigh him down, his shoulders slumping further with each passing second. The grim reality of his actions, their inevitable, crushing consequences, begins to envelop him completely. A profound, internal collapse plays across his features as the full burden of his choices descends. In a grand boardroom, the polished mahogany table gleams under the harsh overhead lights, reflecting the imposing space. Natalia commands the room, her posture unwavering, her voice a powerful force that fills the air with authority. Her presence radiates confidence, capturing the attention of every board member. The board members, once loyal to Harrison, now lean forward, captivated by Natalia's visionary speech. Their expressions betray a shift in allegiance as they hang on Natalia's every word, envisioning the company's future. Sunlight streams through the grand boardroom window, illuminating dust motes dancing like tiny secrets in the air. At the head of a polished mahogany table, she stands, her presence commanding the hushed room. Her gaze sweeps across the board members, each leaning forward, captivated by her every word. She gestures with precise purpose, outlining a bold new strategy. Her words sharp and decisive, her authority is unquestioned, her control absolute as she steers the company's destiny. The opulent boardroom of Pierce Global Industries gleams under the harsh light of ambition. Stern faces of the board members reflect in the polished table, their expressions unyielding. Mr. Chen, a man of 60, offers a subtle, respectful nod, a silent tribute to her strategic brilliance. His eyes, sharp with experience, acknowledge her prowess without a word. The air crackles with unspoken power and calculated deference. A silent battle of wills plays out beneath the veneer of corporate decorum. Harrison wanders through the desolate office, a haunting figure in his former domain, the silence amplifying his solitude. He reaches for an empty space on the wall, where his nameplate once proudly resided, now a stark void. His fingers brush the bare wall, a tangible sense of loss in the gesture. His gaze distant and filled with regret. A hollow ache resonates within his chest, mirroring the emptiness of the room, a profound weight settling over him. The stark light of day illuminates the barrenness, emphasizing the finality of his departure from this once vibrant space. Natalia strides through the bustling city, a resolute force amidst the vibrant chaos. Her purposeful gait cuts through the crowd, each step a declaration of unwavering determination. The shadows of past betrayal are gone, replaced by the brilliant light of her self-made destiny. She is no longer a victim, but the architect of her own triumphant future. A faint, knowing smile plays on her lips as she owns the city street, her world. In her new apartment, Natalia sits at a sleek, minimalist table, bathed in the soft glow of her tablet. Her eyes, sharp and focused, scan through financial reports, the numbers a testament to her success. A quiet, triumphant satisfaction plays upon her lips, a silent acknowledgement of her achievements. She raises a glass of deep red wine, the rich liquid swirling elegantly within the crystal. The wine's crimson depth mirrors the quiet intensity of her gaze. Natalia takes a slow sip, a moment of serene victory in the quiet night. In the dim, cramped apartment, a single lamp casts long shadows, a stark contrast to Harrison's opulent past. He sits alone, his face etched with a bitter expression, fixated on the flickering television screen. The news anchor's voice details Natalia's latest success, each word a venomous sting to Harrison's pride. His eyes, filled with resentment, reflect the harsh glow of the screen. The bitter contortion of his face speaks volumes of his downfall, a silent scream of envy and regret. Harrison, his face contorted in a mask of fury, hurls the remote control with all his might. The television screen flickers violently, a dying gasp of light as the remote makes impact. His chest heaves, each breath a struggle against the crushing weight of his wounded pride and lost empire. The apartment's silence descends, heavy and suffocating, amplifying the echo of his regrets. He stands amidst the ruins of his anger, a solitary figure consumed by the bitter taste of defeat. Natalia steps into the gleaming lobby of Pierce Global Industries, her presence immediately commanding attention. The highly polished marble floors reflect the soft, recessed lighting, creating an aura of sophisticated power. Impeccably dressed employees offer Natalia respectful nods and warm smiles as she passes, acknowledging her leadership. Her confident stride through the opulent space is a silent testament to her undeniable authority and impact. In the gleaming lobby of Pierce Global Industries, a young, eager intern approaches Natalia, their eyes alight with hope. The intern's posture radiates anticipation, ready to unveil a new idea that could change everything. Natalia turns, her stance open and welcoming, embodying a mentor's grace and wisdom. Her expression is receptive, a silent invitation for the intern to share their burgeoning vision. The air crackles with unspoken potential as Natalia prepares to lend her ear. A hopeful glint in the intern's eye meets Natalia's poised readiness, a moment pregnant with future possibilities. Natalia walks alone in a vibrant park, surrounded by nature's beauty. She inhales deeply, the fresh air filling her lungs, a calm serenity settling over her. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dappling the path as Natalia finds solace in her solitude. A gentle breeze rustles the trees, mirroring the quiet peace in her heart. Her steps are light, her spirit unburdened, as she embraces her newfound freedom. Natalia strolls through the sun-dappled park, her steps light and free, a newfound peace radiating from her. She passes a couple, their hands intertwined, their joyful laughter echoing like a melody through the air. A genuine, unburdened smile blossoms on Natalia's lips, reflecting a deep sense of inner contentment. Her eyes gleam with quiet triumph, a testament to her journey and the strength she has cultivated within herself. Natalia walks on, a figure of serene independence, no longer defined by old ties, but by her own resilient spirit. Natalia's new apartment glows softly under the warm embrace of string lights, a haven of quiet joy. A small circle of close friends gather around a dining table, laden with a feast of food and wine. Soft murmurs of conversation fill the air, weaving a tapestry of shared moments and comfort. Gentle laughter echoes, a sweet melody of genuine connection and happiness. The scene is a stark, intimate contrast to the vast, echoing halls of a forgotten anniversary party. Here, in this new beginning, warmth and camaraderie banish all traces of past solitude. In Natalia's new apartment, Eleanor's eyes sparkle with warmth and admiration, a silent testament to deep affection. She gracefully raises her glass, a gesture of profound respect and genuine happiness. Natalia, her cheeks softly blushing, receives the tribute with a tender, touched expression. Her eyes reflect a mix of gratitude and humility. Truly moved by Eleanor's heartfelt gesture, Eleanor's voice rings out, clear and strong, honoring Natalia's journey. To Natalia's resilience and success, the clinking of glasses seals the moment, a shared celebration of triumph and unwavering support. In a dimly lit apartment, Harrison sits alone at a small table, a meager meal before him, his face etched with quiet desperation. His gaunt features are illuminated by the faint glow of the room, emphasizing his profound solitude. He reaches for his phone, his fingers hovering over the screen with a silent plea. A moment of hesitation, a flicker of hope, then a crushing realization washes over him. He places the phone back down, the weight of his loneliness a palpable, suffocating presence. Sunlight streams into Natalia's elegant office, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air like tiny golden secrets. Natalia sits at her polished mahogany desk, her posture commanding, a pen poised firmly in her hand. With a confident, decisive stroke, she signs the final line on a thick stack of documents, sealing her fate. A subtle, knowing smile plays on her lips, a silent acknowledgement of a significant, hard-won accomplishment. This ink on paper is more than a signature. It solidifies her power and secures the company's future. Natalia stands by her office window, a solitary figure against the vast urban expanse. The city sprawls beneath her, an intricate tapestry of lights and shadow. Her gaze sweeps across the cityscape, taking in the endless horizon. The expansive view reflects the new frontiers she has conquered, a testament to her triumphs. She has forged her own path, carving out a destiny of her own making. A silent declaration of her strength and ambition hangs in the air, echoing the city's pulse. Under the dim, solitary light of a modest restaurant, Harrison sits alone, long shadows stretching from his table. His gaze lifts, drawn by the soft, echoing laughter of a couple passing by, hand in hand. A fleeting, sharp pang of loneliness crosses Harrison's face, a silent testament to his solitude. His eyes, filled with a sudden, profound sadness, follow the couple as they disappear into the night. He slowly returns his gaze to his untouched plate, the food now cold, mirroring his own inner chill. The restaurant's dim light casts a stark, poignant glow on Harrison, a figure etched in silent despair. At an outdoor restaurant, a man reads a newspaper, sunlight glinting off the pages, a picture of quiet intensity. His eyes fix on a headline celebrating Natalia's business triumph. An unwelcome jolt of recognition, a dark flicker of anger and old pain crosses his face, a raw wound exposed by the news. His fingers tighten, crumpling the newspaper with a visceral, bitter emotion, palpable and unyielding. The crushed paper reflects the turmoil within, a silent testament to his enduring resentment. A gentle ray of morning sun, like a golden brushstroke, softly awakens Natalia from her slumber. She stretches languidly, a graceful arch of her body, as if embracing the new day's potential. A quiet sense of purpose guides her every fluid movement, a silent symphony of self-possession. Her life, a canvas of her own making, unfolds before her, vibrant and unrestrained. Natalia moves through her apartment, a quiet confidence echoing in each deliberate step. Her eyes scan the wardrobe, a flicker of decision in their depths. She reaches for an outfit, her fingers brushing against fabric with assured grace. Each selection is a silent affirmation, a testament to her unwavering inner strength. The air around her hums with a palpable sense of purpose, a calm resolve. Natalia strides through the gleaming lobby of Pierce Global Industries, her presence commanding attention. Her eyes meet a former colleague, a man Harrison once worked with, who regards her with immense respect. She offers a brief, polite nod, a gesture of acknowledgement that speaks volume. He returns her nod, a silent recognition of her ascent and undeniable success. Natalia continues her powerful stride, leaving a trail of quiet admiration in her wake. In the grand lobby of Pierce Global Industries, a framed photo on the wall captures her attention. It's a historical montage, showcasing the company's founders, their faces etched with ambition and success. Her gaze lingers on the sepia-toned images, a silent contemplation in her eyes. For a fleeting moment, a vision flickers before her, vivid and bold. She sees her own image, radiant and commanding, among the esteemed founders. A silent vow, a future yet to be written, reflected in the polished glass of the frame. The city skyline blazes with a sunset's fiery kiss, painted in dramatic hues of orange and purple. Natalia's office building, a towering monument of glass and steel, pierces the twilight sky. The last golden rays of sunlight ignite the building, making it gleam like an unyielding beacon of triumph. The vast city stretches endlessly below, a silent testament to Natalia's boundless accomplishments. The entire world seems to unfurl beneath her, a kingdom forged by ambition and success. In Natalia's dimly lit office, the computer screen casts an ethereal glow upon her face, a canvas of deep thought. Her eyes, reflecting the luminous screen, are fixed on a distant point, lost in contemplation. A moment stretches, heavy with unspoken ideas, as her gaze remains unwavering. With a subtle shift, her eyes return to the screen, a silent command to re-engage with the digital world. She becomes utterly consumed by her work, the pale light illuminating her focused intensity. Natalia leans back in her chair, a satisfied smile playing on her lips, the night's silence her only companion. Her eyes gleam with triumph, a quiet testament to her survival and ascent. The air in the office hums with her newfound power, the dynamics irrevocably shifted in her favor. She is in complete control, the stillness of the night a peaceful reflection of her dominion.